Let's watch this together.
So I got a prophetic word for somebody tonight, and I wanted to tell you guys about it because I feel like this is not the only person who this word was for. So it might not be for you, or it might be. So ask God if it's for you and listen. So I got a vision for this girl in my Wednesday night home group at church. And the picture was, at first it looked like little grains of rice. And I was like, okay, God, like, what are you showing me? And then I saw that it was like broken pieces of glass. And I was like, okay. And it was kind of like a mosaic. And then the Lord showed me who it was for. And it was for this woman in my group. And he showed me that in her bloodline, there used to be like a sheet of glass, if you will, just like a plain sheet of glass. And then somebody took a hammer to it. So the glass represented the family, the wholeness, one piece. And someone in the family took a hammer to it. And then they handed the hammer to the next person, and that person took a hammer to it. And so every time a new person in that generational line got the hammer, they smashed it into more and more and more pieces. And this woman, the word for her was that she had all these broken pieces of glass, and she was like sitting at a desk, and she was like restlessly putting the pieces back together. And there was no peace. There was no peace. She was exhausted. She was tired. She was stressed out. She was literally doing it all on her own. And I saw her fingers bloodied and bandaged, and she was still trying to get the pieces together. So taking the broken glass and making like a mosaic out of it is what she was trying to do. And then I saw the Lord kind of come to her shoulder, and she went like this. Like if I'm like working on a project diligently and you were to come up behind me, but like I didn't want to be interrupted. And it was like, oh, get off of me. Like I need to finish this. I need to focus. That was the vibe. Okay. And then the Lord stepped back, and then he came back and he gently like took her hands. Now he didn't take them. He was almost like, can I have them? Like he put his hands there. And then he began to touch each one of her fingertips, and they were bloody and they began to heal, and they were bandaged and they began to just kind of, the band-aids fell off and got better. And then I saw the Lord literally take his hands over her hands, like kind of like a puppet master. Okay. And then he gently began to show her how to put the pieces together. And for her, in short, there's a responsibility on her life. She is the one called to put her family back together. I don't know what that looks like for her, but she's the one that's called. But she cannot do it on her own. And the way that she knows that she's doing it on her own is that she's restless, irritable, discontented, exhausted. She's doing it on her own. If